Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're plunging into something, well, incredibly important for pretty much everyone globally, the workforce skills gap.
It's huge, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, the numbers are staggering. Something like 1.1 billion workers might need retraining worldwide.
And you hear it from leaders, too. What is it? 87% of executives reporting they just don't have the skills they need in their teams.
Exactly. It's this massive challenge. So the big question we're tackling today is, how can technology really help bridge this gap, especially when cost is often such a barrier? We're looking at a really interesting approach from EON Reality. They call it their Strategic Spatial AI Partnership Framework.
Right.
And the key thing seems to be it's not just selling software. It's a whole new economic model they're proposing.
Yeah, that's the core of it. And it leans heavily on what they term spatial AI.
Okay, spatial AI. What does that actually mean in this context?
So think of it as AI that understands the physical world, the environment, the location where learning or work happens.
Ah, okay. Like context awareness.
Exactly. Imagine learning a complex task, not just by watching, but by, say, interacting with a digital twin of a machine on a factory floor. The AI knows where you are virtually, what you're doing.
Got it. And EON Reality, they've been around for a while.
Oh, yeah, over 25 years. They've got something like 1.4 million users. So they definitely have the experience, the credibility in this space.
Right. So let's unpack this partnership model. You said it's an economic model, an industry-first three-tier thing.
That's right. And what's really different is EON Reality invests alongside the partner.
They put their own money in.
Significant amounts. Depending on the tier, they cover between 50% and, get this, up to 90% of the platform's value.
90%. Wow. Okay, so they're really betting on the success of the partnership.
Precisely. It's about democratizing access, making this advanced tech available even if an organization doesn't have massive upfront capital.
It tackles that financial barrier head on.
Directly. The whole point is to make these powerful workforce development tools accessible, to organizations of all sizes, really address that global skills crisis we talked about.
Okay, so democratizing access is the goal. How does it work on the ground? Let's walk through these tiers. Where does an organization start? Maybe with the first one, the Skills Foundation Partnership.
Sure. This is really the entry point.
So if you're an organization maybe just starting to think about digital transformation for your workforce, this sounds like a pretty low-risk way in.
It is. It's a straight 1.1 match. The partner puts in $324,000.
Okay.
And EON Reality matches that dollar for dollar. So the total platform value you get is $648,000, but your investment is half of that.
Right. EON covers 50%.
Yeah.
And what do you get for that?
You get 750 user licenses and the core spatial AI capabilities.
And who's this aimed at typically?
Think organizations with maybe 500 to 5,000 employees. Could be regional training centers, community colleges, mid-sized companies, government agencies, even nonprofits.
People needing a solid starting point or maybe a proof of concept.
Exactly. The focus here is fundamental stuff. Digital literacy, basic career guidance.
And the results. Are there expected outcomes?
Yeah, the numbers they share are pretty compelling. An ROI of 278% to 485% within 2 years.
That's significant.
And job placement rates 40 to 60% within just 6 months.
Wow. So it's not just about training, it's about tangible employment outcomes fast.
That seems to be the focus, quick, tangible impact.
Okay, that's the foundation. What's the next level up? The Career Builder Partnership.
Right. This is where things scale up quite a bit. The partner investment is higher, $2,160,000.
Okay.
But EON Reality's investment, it jumps massively to $5,040,000.
Whoa, hold on. So EON is putting in more than double what the partner does.
Yep. It works out to EON covering 70% of the total platform value, which is $7.2 million. It's like a 1 to 2.3 advantage for the partner.
That's a serious commitment from EON. What does this tier offer?
You get 1,500 user licenses, access across all the core platforms, and it's aimed at larger organizations, universities, big corporations, government agencies, professional associations.
And the focus shifts here too, right? It's not just basic skills anymore.
Definitely. This tier is really interesting because it enables organizations to become revenue-generating centers themselves.
How so?
It includes advanced features like their full career compass system, AI mentorship, and importantly, employer certification.
Meaning the organization can become a certified training provider using EON's platform.
Exactly. They can establish themselves as a regional authority in workforce development.
And generate income from that?
Potentially, yes. They estimate $800,000 to $3.2 million annually from offering certified training services. Plus, the strategic value of being that regional hub, they peg that at $5 million to $25 million.
So this tier isn't just using the tech, it's becoming a key player in the training ecosystem.
That's the idea. It transforms their role.
Okay, that's a big leap. Then there's the top tier, the income ecosystem partnership.
Yep.
This sounds ambitious.
It is. This is where, as you said, it gets really interesting. It moves beyond just training into building a global business model.
With the social mission you mentioned.
Yeah, that's still core. But the scale is huge.
Yeah.
Partner investment is $8,611,200.
Okay, substantial.
But EON Reality's investment is just unprecedented. $77,500,800.
$77 million.
Yep. That's EON covering 90% of the total platform value, which comes out to over $86 million.
A 1-to-9 investment advantage for the partner. That's almost unbelievable.
It really highlights their strategy of removing financial barriers at the highest level.
So what does this tier unlock?
You get 12,000 user licenses, full platform access. It's designed for regional governments, huge multinational corporations, think billion-dollar-plus revenues investment firms, international organizations.
Who are really big players.
Right. And the unique features here are things like equity participation opportunities and international expansion rights.
So actual ownership stakes and the ability to take this model global.
That's part of it. The revenue potential they discuss is massive, $15 million to $75 million plus annually from 7 different income streams.
Streams, huh?
And the potential market valuation for these operations, $200 million to over $1 billion.
So you described it as building a global business empire with a strong social mission. What does that look like? Is it like franchising the tech?
It seems more integrated than just franchising. Because EON invests so heavily, it's a deep partnership focused on global deployment and impact, allowing the partner to scale rapidly without the typical capital constraints.
Okay, so that investment structure is really the key across all tiers, especially the higher ones. It completely changes the game for accessing this kind of tech.
It really does. It shifts the focus from just buying software to building a scalable, impactful operation together.
Makes sense. But okay, this incredible partnership model relies on the technology actually working, right? What's under the hood? Is it the same core tech for all 3 tiers?
Yes, absolutely. It's all built on EON Reality's spatial artificial intelligence platform. It's unified.
And we talked about context-aware learning. Can you elaborate a bit more on the tech's benefits?
Sure. So that context-aware learning means the system understands your virtual presence and actions. It's not just passive viewing. It's interactive guidance based on what you're doing in that digital space.
Learning by doing, but guided intelligently.
Precisely. Another big piece is the no-code platform. This apparently allows organizations to develop training programs 73% faster than traditional methods.
73% faster. That's huge for content creation.
It really is. Then there's device agnosticism. It works on over 150 different devices, VR headsets, tablets, desktops, without needing specific extra hardware.
So very accessible.
Very. And for big organizations, enterprise integration is crucial. They offer over 200 API connections to link up with existing HR or workforce systems.
Seamless integration. And the results, you mentioned faster skill acquisition.
Yeah, the data suggests 4.2 times faster skill acquisition compared to traditional methods.
2 times faster.
And 78% better retention of what's learned.
Those are powerful numbers. It really does raise the question, like you said, how does combining no code and device flexibility achieve that kind of acceleration?
It seems to be about democratizing both content creation and content access, making it easier to build and easier for anyone to use anywhere.
And there's a structured way to implement all this, right? Not just handing over the keys.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. There's a clear 4-phase methodology they use for all tiers.
Okay.
It starts with assessment and partnership alignment, figuring out needs and the best fit. Then platform deployment, getting the tech set up, and followed by active development, creating the actual training content. And finally, scaling and optimization, growing the program and improving it over time.
A clear roadmap from start to ongoing success.
Exactly. And remember, each tier offers a different kind of value.
Right. Let's recap that quickly. Skills foundation.
That's about mitigating risk with the 1.1 investment, getting quick impact like 15-25% competency boost in 6 months, and saving costs, maybe $450K to $890K a year, building that solid base.
Okay. Career builder.
Focus shifts to revenue generation, becoming a market authority, getting that competitive edge, maybe an 18-24-month head start as a certified provider.
An income ecosystem.
That's the full business partnership. global expansion, multiple revenue streams, becoming a true leader in spatial AI workforce development worldwide, transforming the organization's entire market position.
It's quite a spectrum. And it's all happening within a market that's just exploding, isn't it? AI in education.
Absolutely. You mentioned the numbers around $5.88 billion now, projected to hit $75 billion by 2033.
Yeah, CAGR of over 34%. That's massive growth.
And EON seems to have tailored these tiers to capture different segments of that growth. Skills Foundation for, say, $550 million organizations.
Right.
Career Builder for the $5,500 million range.
Yeah.
And Income Ecosystem for the $500 million plus giants aiming for global leadership. It's a built-in growth path within their framework.
And you can move between tiers, start lower and scale up.
Yes, they emphasize the seamless upgrade pathways. It's designed for flexibility and long-term partnership.
And they help you figure out where to start.
They do. That partnership assessment process involves a detailed 47-point needs assessment and gives you ROI projections up front. So it's quite transparent.
Transparency is good. And how quickly can organizations get started? Is this available now?
It is globally. And they talk about rapid deployment, sometimes getting the full system activated in under 30 days.
Wow, that's fast.
It signals they're ready to move quickly on this, Addressing that skills crisis isn't something that can wait. This model seems built for speed and scale.
So, connecting it back to the bigger picture, it feels like this isn't just selling a tool. It's enabling a pretty fundamental shift in how organizations, maybe even economies, approach workforce development.
I think that's a fair assessment. It's rethinking the investment model to enable broader transformation.
Okay, so wrapping up our deep dive on EON Reality's strategic spatial AI partnership framework, it really boils down to this unique tiered investment model.
Right, one that dramatically lowers the financial hurdles.
Making advanced spatial AI accessible for workforce development, which is so critical right now. And delivering some pretty impressive proven results.
That 4.2x faster skill acquisition, 78% better retention, those are hard numbers. Plus, the focus on actual employment outcomes.
Skills, jobs, income development, it hits all three.
Which leaves us with a really interesting thought, doesn't it?
Go on.
Well, what does this all mean for the future of work and learning? If this kind of shared investment partnership model takes off, how could it reshape the global talent landscape? Could it genuinely ensure that everyone, regardless of their organization's starting point, gets access to the skills needed for whatever tomorrow brings?
Moving beyond just tech adoption to reshaping economic opportunity itself.
It's a big question. How do we build that resilience into our workforce globally?
Indeed. That's definitely something to chew on as you think about the future of work and how we adapt. We hope exploring this framework gave you some new perspectives. Thanks for diving deep with us today.